The late summer air hung thick over Ridgewood High as the sound of sneakers squeaked against polished gym floors and laughter echoed from the bleachers. A new semester had just begun, and with it came the buzz of fresh faces and renewed rivalries. Among them stood Maya Carter, a 17-year-old girl whose calm confidence and quiet strength made her presence impossible to ignore. Her brown skin glowed under the gym lights, her curls tied neatly as she stretched with quiet focus. She wasn't new to hard work, but she was new to Ridgewood. Her father's recent transfer had brought them here, another military relocation that had uprooted their lives yet again. But what no one at Ridgewood knew was that Maya's father, Commander Elijah Carter, wasn't just another military man. He was a decorated Navy SEAL with 20 years of covert missions, training, discipline that had shaped both his life and his daughter S in ways no one around them could imagine. Maya had learned resilience before she learned algebra. She'd learned to hold her ground before she ever stepped on a cheer mat. And yet, walking into Ridgewood felt like stepping into enemy territory. The cheerleading squad, a group notorious for their clique mentality, eyed her like she didn't belong, especially Chloe Whitmore, the captain. Blonde, rich, and ruthless, Chloe ran the cheer squad like her personal kingdom. Her father was a real estate magnate. Her mother sat on the PTA board. To Chloe, Maya wasn't a teammate, she was an intruder. The first day of tryouts, whispers followed Maya like shadows. She's from some base or something. She doesn't look like a cheerleader. Probably can't even do a split. Maya heard every word but said nothing. She was used to noise like that. Her father had always told her, "You can't control what people say, only how you move when they say it." So she moved with grace. Her jumps were sharp, her flips precise, her smile calm. And when she nailed the final routine, a flawless sequence that left even the coach stunned, Chloe's fake smile tightened like a noose. Maya was in. Chloe wasn't about to let her shine. The days that followed were subtle warfare. Locker room jokes, missing gear, snide comments during practice. "Maybe where you came from, that's good form," Chloe would say. "But here, expect perfection." Maya bit her tongue and kept working, but things escalated. One afternoon, as the squad practiced for the big homecoming game, Chloe accidentally spilled water on Maya's bag, soaking her phone and clothes. The other girls giggled. Maya clenched her jaw, her heart pounding with the familiar rhythm of anger and restraint. Her father had taught her breathing techniques, control before reaction. So she inhaled slowly, exhaled slower. She didn't need to fight. Not here. Not yet. That evening, Maya walked home quietly, earbuds in, hoodie up. Their modest house sat on the edge of town, neat and quiet, the kind of place that didn't draw attention. Inside, her father was sharpening his knives in the kitchen, a habit he never broke even off duty. "Rough day?" he asked, without looking up. "The usual," Maya replied, setting her soaked bag down. "People talking, being stupid." He nodded slowly, his eyes flicking toward her, reading her posture the way only a soldier could. "You handled it?" "Yeah," she said softly. "Didn't give them the satisfaction." He smiled faintly. "No, that's my girl, remember, we don't strike first. But we finish what others start." Maya grinned. It wasn't a threat. It was a lesson. Still, that night, she couldn't sleep. She replayed every smirk, every laugh, every cruel whisper. She was in T week. She just didn't want to become what they expected her to be. The next morning at school, things took a darker turn. Someone had scribbled, "Go back to where you came from," across her locker in red marker. The hallway froze when she saw it. For a moment, she felt that sting, not from the words, but from the silence that followed. No one stepped forward. Not one person said a word. Maya calmly opened her locker, wiped away the message with her sleeve, and walked to class. But inside something hardened. That evening, at practice, she noticed Chloe and her two lieutenants, Haley and Brooke, whispering near the bleachers, their phones out, laughter sharp like broken glass. When Maya finished her routine, she caught them recording, zooming in, mocking her movements. "You trying to be cute?" Chloe sneered. "You think you're better than us?" Maya's calm cracked just slightly. "No, I think you're scared I might be." The gym fell silent. Chloe's face flushed red. "Watch yourself, new girl. Always do," Maya said, grabbing her bag. That was the first time Chloe realized Maya wasn't just another girl she could push around. Later that week, a video surfaced online, a cruelly edited clip of Maya tripping during practice, a stumble that wasn't even hers, but doctored to look like it. The caption read, "Base trash can't dance." The comments were worse. Maya saw her name trending locally on social media. She stayed quiet, but her father noticed. "Something wrong?" he asked that night at dinner. Maya hesitated. "Just school drama, not a big deal." Elijah leaned back, studying her. "Maya, I've seen men try to hide bullet wounds with a smile. This doesn't mean they're not bleeding." She sighed. "They're just stupid girls, Dad, bullies," he corrected. "And bullies only stop when you teach them why they shouldn't start." His words stayed with her. The next day, Maya showed up to school early. She walked right up to Chloe's locker. "You can keep coming for me," she said quietly, "but you should know one thing. I don't scare easy." Chloe smirked. "Oh, really? Then maybe we'll have to try harder." Maya's eyes darkened, but she turned and walked away. What Chloe didn't realize was that she'd just started something she couldn't control. The tension at Ridgewood High simmered beneath the surface, like a storm cloud waiting to burst. For days after Maya's confrontation with Chloe, the atmosphere on the cheer squad grew colder. Conversations stopped when Maya walked by. Laughter erupted right after she left the room. Even Coach Daniels seemed uneasy, caught between maintaining peace and catering to Chloe's influential family. It wasn't just the squad anymore. The entire school seemed to take sides. The privileged and popular circled around Chloe like planets orbiting their sun, while Maya stood alone, calm on the outside but burning on the inside. But her father noticed every shift, every detail. He always did. One evening after practice, Elijah Carter stood outside the gym, leaning against his truck. The sight of him, tall, composed, his military bearing impossible to hide, turned heads. Maya jogged up, surprised to see him there. "You didn't have to pick me up," she said. "I know," he replied, his eyes narrowing as he scanned the parking lot. "Just wanted to see where you spend your time." He noticed Chloe and her friends leaving the gym. Laughing loudly, tossing glances at Maya, Elijah didn't say anything, just watched. But that silent watchfulness carried a weight Chloe couldn't have understood. Later that night at home, Elijah called Maya into the backyard. It was quiet except for the distant hum of crickets. "You ever wonder why I trained you the way I did?" he asked. Maya nodded. "Yeah, sometimes I thought it was too much." He smiled faintly. "I wasn't training you for fights. I was training you for control. Anyone can throw a punch, Maya, but it takes real power to choose when not to." She thought about that as he handed her a rope. "You remember the drills?" he asked. She grinned. "Yes, sir." And just like that, the tension faded for a while. Father and daughter running through late-night obstacle drills in their backyard, laughter mixing with sweat and the sound of landing feet. It wasn't about combat. It was about confidence. But the next week, things took a turn Maya never saw coming. During halftime at the big homecoming game, the cheer squad prepared for their routine. The stands were packed, music booming, parents and students cheering. It was Maya's first real performance in front of the school and her chance to prove herself. As they lined up, Chloe leaned over. "Hope you can keep up, rookie," she whispered. Maya ignored her, counting the beats in her head. The music started, and for the first minute, everything went perfectly. Till it didn't. On the final pyramid, Maya climbed to the top, balanced perfectly until someone accidentally shifted their grip. Her foot slipped. Her body fell. The world slowed.
Yes.
Gasps rippled through the crowd as Maya hit the mat hard, the breath knocked out of her. The routine fell apart. Chloe pretended to look shocked, covering her mouth in false concern. "Oh my God, are you okay?" she called out, feigning innocence. Maya's vision blurred as she pushed herself up, her elbow throbbing. But she didn't cry. She didn't yell. She just got up, nodded to the coach, and finished the routine. When it ended, the crowd applauded weakly, unsure what had happened. Maya walked off the field without a word, her jaw set tight. Chloe smiled triumphantly. But that night, as she lay in bed icing her elbow, her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "You fell, but not because you slipped. They made you fall." Attached was a short video, shaky, clearly taken from the sidelines. It showed Chloe's second in command, Haley deliberately shifting her hand from Maya's foot just before the fall. Maya stared at the screen, anger flooding her chest. She didn't know who sent it, but she knew what it meant. The next morning, she confronted Haley in the locker room. "You could have hurt me," Maya said evenly. Haley's smirk faltered. "It was just a mistake." "No," Maya said softly. "It was a choice." The room went silent. Haley's friend shifted uneasily. "You're making a big deal out of nothing," Haley snapped. "You don't belong here anyway." Maya didn't reply. She just looked her in the eye until Haley looked away. That was the moment Haley realized Maya wasn't going to break. But Chloe wasn't finished. She wanted humiliation, not resistance. Over the next few days, rumors spread faster than wildfire. Fake texts, edited screenshots, and whispers about Maya circulated through the school. "She's aggressive. She threatened Chloe. She's got anger issues." It was the perfect smear campaign, and it worked. Teachers started treating Maya differently. Friends stopped talking to her. Even Coach Daniels pulled her aside. "Look, Maya," she began awkwardly. "I just think it might be best if you take a step back from the team until this all cools down." Maya stared at her, disbelief turning to fury. "You believe them?" The coach looked uncomfortable. "I just need peace on the team." Maya stood up. "Peace or compliance?" The coach didn't answer. Maya grabbed her bag and left. That night, Elijah found her sitting on the porch, fists clenched. "They benched you," he said quietly. She nodded, eyes wet but defiant. "They broke the rules, lied about it, and I'm the one punished." He sat beside her, silent for a moment. "You know, in my world, we deal with enemies who hide behind politics, power, and lies. But the principle's the same. They only win when you let them." "So what do I do?" she asked. "You rise," he said simply, "and you make sure when they fall, they never forget who made it happen." Over the next few days, Maya began to plan, not revenge, justice. She started documenting everything, screenshots, messages, videos. She dug into public records and found out Chloe's father had donated thousands to the school's athletic fund, and that Coach Daniels had a side contract with his company. It wasn't proof of corruption, but it was enough to make things interesting. Then, on Friday, something unexpected happened. Maya found a note in her locker. "Meet me behind the gym at 6. I know what Chloe's planning." She hesitated, suspicious but curious. At exactly 6 she went. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the back of the gym. A figure stepped out. It was Tyler, one of the football players. "You don't know me," he said nervously, "but I heard what happened at the game. Chloe and her friends are planning something worse for you. They want to teach you a lesson at the after-party tomorrow. Don't go." Maya's heart pounded. "Why are you telling me this?" Tyler looked ashamed. "But because my sister went through the same thing last year. Different school, same story. Nobody helped her." Maya nodded slowly. "Thank you." That night, she told her father everything. He listened, expression unreadable. "You're not going to that party?" he said. "I wasn't planning to," she replied, "but I also won't hide." Elijah smiled faintly. "That's my girl.